Hello, I'm Scott Brady with Overland Journal and Expedition Portal, and I am here with a very unique and important new product for our industry, which is Starlink. Now, this is something that we just paid for on our own because we see it as such a valuable tool for the remote traveler, particularly the one that wants to work from the field. So we're gonna unbox it, open it up for the first time. Not one to do unboxing videos, but I think it's my own excitement that has led to this decision. So we'll see what this thing looks like on the inside. All right, so this is a good sized box. Hopefully it's not a total indication of how large this unit's gonna be, but looks like the setup instructions here. Pretty simple. Set up the unit, plug it in, and turn on the app on the phone, which I've downloaded onto my iPhone. Some pretty good protection for travel. And looks like we've got the stabilizing tripod. This likely be also staked as well to prevent it from being blown over in the wind. So there's some spots here for stakes. That's a good sign as well. And then we have the dish itself. So it's a pretty good sized dish, but the whole thing does pack down pretty compact, or at least pretty flat. So I think maybe a Pelican case would be in order, but that's pretty exciting. So there's the dish, and then we've got the power supply. We've got a network cable. This looks to be a standard RJ45. It is a standard Ethernet cable. And then this is the Wi-Fi unit here as well. We have a very large extension cable that will run all the way to the dish so that it can be placed away from the vehicle or in open view of the sky. Pretty exciting. There's the unboxing. So we're gonna go through the process of setting up the Starlink, which of course is very simple, which is great if you're gonna be taking it down and setting it up multiple times in a week. But it does have this heavy duty cast aluminum tripod that can be staked to the ground. You simply take the dish up and drop it into the tripod. You have to orient it so that it drops into place and then locks into position. You can hear that locking. And now I can move it out of the way. And you can see overall that this is a fairly large disc, but it is quite robust. And I also like the fact that the face of the dish is matte, so you're not getting a lot of reflection when you're out in the backcountry. Once that's plugged in, then we need to take this extension cord here that allows you to place the dish with an open view of the sky. And it goes into the 120 volt cabling system here. So this allows us to power both the router and the dish. And it can be run off of a standard Goal Zero. So we plug it into the Goal Zero system. Now, from a technical standpoint, this is a huge leap forward for remote communications. Up to this point, and I have used remote BGAN units many times in my travels. In fact, this unit right here is the same BGAN unit that I used when I crossed the stands in Central Asia. And I did need to be able to have remote communications because of the difficulties of traveling through that region at the time I was there. But you can see this is a much smaller unit, which made it very easy to transport, but there are huge differences between the two. This uses the Inmarsat system, and it does have much higher latency. So the satellites are much higher up in the sky, which means that the latency is also about 10 times higher as well. So much slower to respond. So video conferencing is pretty much out. Now, when you need it, it works great, but it is $7, $5 to $7 a megabyte, depending on what package you use. So it is an order of magnitude more expensive. So you only end up using it under duress or in the most unusual conditions, or if you have a massive budget while you're traveling. But we can see the difference in size between these two. And then we've also used this Safari system, also from Inmarsat. Now you can see that we're getting closer into the overall size. This system is a little bit more flexible in that it also has a cell phone unit or a phone unit that plugs into it for remote landline. But this is the antenna that gets mounted to the roof of a camper or the vehicle. And then this is mounted somewhere inside the camper or the vehicle to provide data connectivity. So you plug your RJ45 in, or in this particular case, it also has a Wi-Fi unit that would plug in that would give you local area Wi-Fi as well. But these are units that would cost in the thousands of dollars to purchase, sometimes in the many thousands of dollars to purchase. And now you can buy the Starlink for $499, which is, again, about 10% of the cost to get 10 times the speed.